Broadcasting live from the Meridics via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network as we welcome you to Week 2 of the 2024 GNASH postseason. A busy night tonight, 7 games across the league, and we've got a busy night for you. A Hine Cup triple header here on Rink A, not Rink B. They made the switch earlier today. Rink A at Centennial, and it kicks off with the first elimination game of the tournament. 8-seed Independence-Ravenwood 2 taking on 5-seeded Brentwood. Yeah, how weird this year's been. Brentwood are playing in an elimination game in the Hine Cup, but they should be heavy favorites. The one meeting between these two teams, Brentwood won 6-1 back on November 27th. As we will also feature the winner's bracket semifinal between Hendersonville Beach Gallatin and the Outlaws. And then we close out the night with a second elimination game between Station Camp Liberty Creek and Centennial. All right, let's take a look at the final scores from last week. And that means going over the final night of regular season play last Monday. Let me pull that tab up. Last Monday, the Tennessee Outlaws beat Brentwood 5-4. USNBA Nashville Christian FRA Goodpasture beat Hendersonville Beach Gallatin 6-3. Centennial beat Independence-Ravenwood 8-2. Montgomery Bell and Father Ryan finished in a 2-2 tie. That tie was good enough for MBA to win the GNASH Cup. And Pope Prep MLK GCA beat Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill 2-1. Now, I'm going to jump into the standings real quick. This is how you know we're getting to the end of the season. This is the last time I'm going to go over the standings on a broadcast this year. Final Tier 1 second half standings. Summit Page finished first in Tier 1 with a record of 5-2. Ensworth Nolensville Lipscomb finished second at 4-2-1. Pope Prep MLK GCA finished third at 4-3. MBA finished fourth at 2-1-4. Franklin and Father Ryan both finished at 3-3-1, but Franklin were placed ahead of Father Ryan because they beat them 5-0 on November 15th. Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill finished 2-4-1, and Ravenwood finished 1-6. On to Tier 2. Rutherford Rampage finished first with a record of 6-1. Centennial 5-2. USNBA Nashville, the Outlaws and USNBA Nashville Christian FRA Goodpasture both finished 4-3, but the Outlaws were placed ahead of USN because they beat them back on November 13th, 3-2. Brentwood finished fifth at 3-3-1. Station Camp Liberty Creek in sixth at 3-4. Hendersonville Beach Gallatin at 2-4-1, and Independence-Ravenwood 2 finished at the bottom of Tier 2 at 0-7. And in the final GNASH Cup standings, Montgomery Bell won the GNASH Cup with 21 points from 8 wins, 1 loss, and 5 ties. Franklin finished second with 20 points from 9 wins, 3 losses, and 2 ties. Pope Prep MLK GCA finished third at 7-7. Father Ryan fourth at 6-7-1. Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill in fifth at 4-8-2, and Ravenwood finished sixth at 4-10. All right, the final scores from the playoff games this week. Last Wednesday, in the opening game for the Predators Cup, it was 4-seed Montgomery Bell beating 5-seed Franklin 4-2. And then all the Hine Cup first-round games were on Wednesday. 1-seeded Rutherford Rampage beat Independence-Ravenwood 2, the 8-seed 6-1. 7-seeded Hendersonville Beach Gallatin beat Centennial, the 2-seed 6-3. 4-seed USNBA Nashville Christian FRA Goodpasture beat 5-seed Brentwood 3-0. And 3-seed Tennessee Outlaws beat 6-seed Station Camp Liberty Creek 4-3. Jacob Schenk scoring the game-winning goal with 25 seconds left in regulation. Then on Thursday, the big shocker. Predators Cup first-round game. Ravenwood, the 8-seed, beat 1-seed Summit Page 6-4. So here's the schedule for tonight. Game that should be underway by now over on the Chris Brink in Bellevue. First round of the Preds Cup continues with a 7-2 game. 7-seed Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill taking on Ensworth Nolensville Lipscomb. Coming up in a few minutes here on Rink A, not Rink B, Rink A at Centennial. Independence-Ravenwood 2 taking on Brentwood in the first Hine Cup elimination game. 6:45 on the Chris Brink in Bellevue. The first round of the Predators Cup concludes with the 3-6 game. 6 seed Father Ryan taking on Pope Prep MLK GCA 3 seed. 7 p.m. here on Rink A at Centennial. The winners bracket semifinal between Hendersonville Beach Gallatin and the Outlaws. 7:40 p.m. over on Rink B. The other winners bracket semi between USN and Rutherford. 8:25 on the Chris Spring in Bellevue. The first Preds Cup elimination game between Franklin and Summit Page. And 8:30 here on Rink A at Centennial, the second Hine Cup elimination game between Station Camp Liberty Creek and Centennial. Let's talk about the two teams playing our first game of the evening. Independence-Ravenwood 2, coached by Scott Phillips, lost 6-1 to Rutherford on Wednesday night. So here are their playoff stats. Jackson McCoy with a point from a goal, and Colin Ramseur with a point from an assist. And Catrick Grayson played the full game in goal, so his record in the playoffs 0-1. He made 27 saves on 33 shots, allowed 6 goals. His goals against average in the playoffs 6 even, and his save percentage 81.8. On to Brentwood, coached by Chris Oram. Lost 3-0 last Wednesday night to USN. So none of their skaters have any points. And also, the goaltending stats are not accurate. They said Andrew Sally was in goal. That's not correct. It was actually Payne Fielder. And whoever did the score sheet for that game did not count the shots. So yeah, whoever kept score for that game didn't count the shots. But I can tell you that Fielder allowed 2 goals, not 3, because the last goal for USN was an empty netter. I'm going to have to dig deep in this folder because I haven't done a game for either one of these two teams for a long, long time. There's Indy. There's Brentwood. All right, so the rosters, I managed to get the rosters out of my backpack. We're ready to go in this one, just about. Not a very big crowd on hand for this one. I can't imagine that many Indy folk are going to show up because unless they find some offense, it's probably going to be the last game they play this season. Brentwood beat them 6-1 back in November 27th. Payne Fielder starting in goal for Brentwood. Trent Pavlik starting in goal for Indy for this first period. Brentwood will carry the puck from my left to right. Indy from my right to left. And this game is underway. Winner of this game will play on Wednesday night at 8:30 over on Rink B against the loser of tonight's Hendersonville Outlaws game. The loser, their season is over. Brentwood with a puck in the Indy zone. Jack Schultz, left wing side. Carrying out to the blue line, passes off to Callahan. Fielder couldn't keep it in his stick and it drifted out. He has it at center. Passes over to Schultz. Schultz trying to stretch pass up the near side, hit the skates of Oscar Dubon. Puck back in the Indy zone. Johnny Kelso trying to push it down the wall. And the puck will be taken and carried out by the Eagles. Lendrick Majewski into the Brentwood zone with a shot turned away by Fielder. First shot on goal of the game goes to Indy. Majewski loses the puck to Zane Cesaroni, and then it jabbed off his stick by Gus Libby, but cleared out by Ty Essenmacher. Oscar Dubon brings it back into the Brentwood zone out high. Trying to go to the left wing side. Trey Wilkins jumped in and disturbed him, allowing Essemacher to poke the puck away. Now here's Majewski out high. Majewski, high slotted shot. Shouldered over the net, or blockered over the net by Fielder. And he has turned away the first 2 shots of the game. Puck still in the Brentwood zone. Callahan Fielder going to chip it out to center, but sent right back in by Jax Grayson. Now Callahan Fielder brings it back through center, into the Indy zone, into the slot. Got bumped and lost the puck. Goes to the end boards. Puck comes out to the blue line. Will Hubbard, a one-timer score! The puck came out to Will Hubbard, who was just standing in the blue line, and he one-times it into the bottom corner on the left-hand side of the net on their first shot on goal. Brentwood get the first goal. They're up 1-0 with 12:11 to go in the first. Indy with the puck off the draw. Torrin Kemble brings it into the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Stops in the left circle, spins around, and the puck poked away by Brady Bowman. Trey Wilkins carrying it through center. Wilkins pushed off the puck on the left wing side of the Indy zone. Clearing attempt held in by whoever was wearing Andrew Sally's sweater, home sweater. Puck went past the net. Shot at the left point block. Puck out at center. Brody Bowman dumps it back into the Indy zone deep. Puck coming out towards the blue line. Carried out by Rishi Patel, but he lost it. Now it's carried back in on the left wing side by Wilkins. Wilkins backhands it out to the slot, and the player wearing Andrew Sally's home sweater couldn't keep his stick on it. Actually, it knocked away. Puck out at center. And the puck carried back into the Indy zone on the right wing side. That player wearing Andrew Sally's home sweater around the back of the net. Brentwood changing the defense. Passed out to the slot. Ty Essemacher whipped on a shot, and it hit the left leg pad of Pavlik. Puck carried out to center. Torrin Kemble had it poked off his stick. Actually, no, that was James Pierce. Puck carried to the end boards of the Indy zone. Eagles able to get it away. Puck at the end boards once again whipped around, but held it at the right point by Ty Essemacher, sent back down low. Don't know why I keep calling him Ty. Cal's not on the team anymore because he's a senior. Puck in the left wing corner. Put out in front and whiffed on from right in front of the net by Johnny Kelso. Puck in the left wing corner. It's going to be carried out. Torrin Kemble to center. Makes his way into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Stops at the right point. Takes a shot blocked by Callahan Fielder. Comes right back to him. Moves into the slot. Takes a shot. Knocked down by Fielder, and he covers up. 9:51 to go in the first. 1-0 Brentwood. Draw's going to be to Fielder's right. It's won by Brentwood. Held in at the blue line by Ian Murray, but he passed across, and nobody in a Navy sweater was there to keep it in. Indy able to clear it out of their zone. That's back in the Indy zone. Eagles controlling. George Logazar brings it into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Lost the puck in the skates of Hubbard. Will Hubbard, who has the game's only goal so far. And now out at center, Reed Odell into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Sent it towards the front of the net, steered away by Pavlik with his stick. Actually had to send it around. Oscar Dubon did Odell. Dubon through center. Into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. And the slot is shot, knocked away by Fielder. Will Hubbard passing it ahead, but Trey Wilkins couldn't get to it. It's going towards the front of the Indy net, and a backhander stopped by Fielder, and then they score the rebound. Oh, it's Pustizzi? Okay. Aidan Pustizzi is the player wearing Andrew Sally's home sweater, and he knocks the puck into the back of the net from the right-hand side to give Brentwood a 2-0 lead with 8:49 to go in the first. Of course, those are the first 2 goals of the postseason for Brentwood. They got shut out last Wednesday. And no, they're taking the goal off the board. The goal does not count. Official did have his hand in the air. So it's a penalty against Indy. Brentwood getting the first power play of the game up 1-0 with 8:49 left in the first. Draw to the right of Trent Pavlik. Won by Indy and cleared. Actually, Brentwood won it, but they turned it right over, and Indy were able to get it out. Aidan Pustizzi drops it back. Will Hubbard banks it off the near kick plate. So it's still 1-0 Brentwood, and Trey Wilkins ends up flicking it out of play on the far side. In the box for Indy is Ryan Hoverson. Draw will be at center on the dot across from the Brentwood bench. Won by Brentwood. Jack Schultz at center. Backing away from Landrick Majewski. Now he backhands it over to the near side, Aidan Pustizzi. Pustizzi carries it into the Indy zone on the left wing side. Goes deep, tries to backhand it in front that was broken up. He has it again, carries it out to the right wing side, passes out to the right point, Brody Bowman. Bowman moving down the right wing. Passes below the goal line, Trey Wilkins. Passes out to the left wing side. Jack Schultz's shot, knocked away by Pavlik. Where is it? It went off of Pavlik up in the air and landed on top of the net. 67 seconds left in the power play. 7:57 to go in the first. 1-0 Brentwood. Yes, again, 1-0. That goal that would have made it 2-0 was waved off. Draws to the right of Pavlik. Won by Brentwood, and a shot from Pustizzi stopped and covered up by Pavlik. They'll drop it to his right again. Draw one by Indy. They clear it out only as far as center. Ty Essenmacher with it. Backhands it to the near side. Callahan fielder comes right back to Essenmacher, and the puck is now in the Brentwood zone. Essenmacher. Under a minute left in the power play for the Bruins. Fielder out at center. Over to Pustizzi, left wing side of the Indy zone. Pustizzi trying to flick it to the front of the net, and Wilkins, I think it went off an Indy stick on its way towards Wilkins, then it deflected off his stick and went into the right wing corner. Puck comes out to the blue line. Essenmacher could not keep it alive at the right point. Passes it back to Schultz, brings it back into the Indy zone. Schultz passes over to Pustizzi, top of the left circle. Pustizzi tries to back in it to the front of the net. It went across the front of the net and whiffed on by Essenmacher near its left-hand side. Under 20 seconds left of the power play for Indy. Here now is Torrin Kemble through center into the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Pass across, but already in front of the puck was Majewski. Now back the other way go Brentwood. Aidan Pustizzi, right wing side of the Indy zone, tried to spin around, backhand a pass over, but he whiffed on it. Penalty time against Indy is up. They're back at even straight. Majewski going to the front of the Brentwood net. Backhander stopped by fielder with a right leg pad. Majewski suddenly on a breakaway, but Payne fielder stood strong to keep Brentwood in front. Aidan Pustizzi through center. Into the Indy zone on the left wing side. Goes to the front of the net. A shot, score. This will count. Pustizzi goes racing in and fires it into the back of the net from near the right-hand side. And now it is 2-0 Brentwood with 6:26 to go in the first. Brentwood won the draw, got it into the Indy zone, but the Eagles able to quickly clear it out. Brought back into the Indy zone on the right wing side, Jack Schultz. Pushed to the end boards. Puck brought out to center by Gus Libby, but taken right off his stick by Zane Cicerone. Puck at center again. Now Brody Bowman flicks it back into the Indy zone and kept Ian Murray from knocking it away from him. Then he tries to go to the slot and got knocked down by Torrin Kimball. Zane Cicerone to the front of the net, couldn't get a shot away. Puck comes out to the right point, and we get a whistle. Not really sure what for. Okay, looks like the Indy net came dislodged. 5:36 left in the first. 2-0 Brentwood draws to the left of Trent Pavlik. Draw one by Indy, but given right away to Brentwood. Will Hubbard's shot off a stick. Comes out to the right wing side, chopped away from Brody Bowman. And then back the other way goes Landrick Majewski. Majewski at center, jumps around a defender. Into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Back to the net. Puck knocked off his stick by Will Hubbard, but he gets it right back. Now he's double teamed. Trey Wilkins couldn't take the puck away. Tried to pass out high to Oscar Dubon, but it drifts out to center. Dubon back in his own zone. Carries it to center. Into the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Try to go to the slot. Puck was knocked off his stick by Ty Essenmacher on the back check. Puck on the inboards. Jackson McCoy wanted to backhand it out in front. Puck over on the far side. Flicked up the boards. Majewski with it. And he's pushed off. Ty Essenmacher trying to clear it, backhanding it ahead to Trey Wilkins, and it just goes over the blue line. Wilkins with it now. Ahead to Aidan Pustizzi. Into the Indy zone. Shot off the glove, I think, of Pavlik and past the net. Pustizzi was all by himself. Here's Dubon back into the Brentwood zone. Winds up for a slap shot. Hit the skates of fielder, went into the right wing corner. Pustizzi ahead to Wilkins, off his stick though, left behind. Pustizzi picks it up, brings it back into the Indy zone. A wrist shot off the glove of Pavlik. Puck out to the far side, a one-timer from the left point, and Callahan fielder went past the net. Now here is Ty Essenmacher around the back of the net. Tries to put it out in front. It was broken up. Essenmacher with it again, but he lost it. Dubon tried to backhand it out, held in Pustizzi on the left wing side. Pustizzi carrying it down. Tried to backhand it out in front, held into the blue line, Ty Essenmacher. Passes down the right wing and fired across the front of the net by Pustizzi. Puck out on the far side, held in and tapped back down. Here's Wilkins. Cross to the right point, and Ty Essenmacher. Essenmacher shot knocked down by Pavlik. And the rebound eventually cleared out by Indy. Fielder passing over to Wilkins. Wilkins got bumped off the puck. Callahan fielder brings it right back in, leaves it Pustizzi. Pustizzi on the left wing, taking a shot, score! Aidan Pustizzi from the left circle. Top of the left circle near the left half wall, fires it into the bottom corner on the left-hand side of the net. And it is 3-0 Brentwood with 3:16 to go in the first. Draw one by Brentwood. Here's Will Hubbard in his own zone. Passing ahead to Jack Schultz. Schultz through center. Into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Goes to the right wing corner, but got pushed off the puck by Ryan Hoverson. Hoverson got it out to center, but getting knocked down right at the blue line was Wilson Heap. It's in the Brentwood zone. Brody Bowman controlling. He'll bring it to center. Across the red line, ahead to Zane Cicerone. Got poked off his stick as soon as he crossed the Indy blue line. Will Hubbard out at center. Ahead to Johnny Kelso, left wing side of the Indy zone. Tried to leave it, but nobody in a white sweater was there. Wilson Heap dumps it into the Brentwood zone. Brody Bowman. Carries it out to center. Got plenty of space. He's going to race into the Indy zone. Try and go to the front of the net, but the puck got away from him as he tried to get around Ryan Hoverson. He'll pass that up high. Will Hubbard whiffs on the one-timer. Puck still in the zone. Hubbard another shot that went off a skate over to the right wing boards. Puck will be carried out by Torrin Kemble. He'll push it into the Brentwood zone. Goes to the front of the net, and Payne Fielder decides to stop it and cover it. 1:53 left in the first. 3-0 Brentwood. Draw will be to the right of Fielder. Draw one by Indy. Here's Oscar Dubon's shot. Hit Callahan Fielder in the stomach and went across the front of the net. George Logazar trying to pass out high to Landrick Majewski. Majewski in the high slot. Whiffs on the shot. Then gets off a shot that's blocked in front by Ty Essenmacher. Battling with Gus Libby as the puck goes towards the left wing corner. Puck comes out to the left point. And a one-timer from Oscar Dubon. Knocked away with a glove of Fielder. Shot in the right point. Stopped by Fielder, and he's got it covered. That shot coming from James Pierce. So Indy with good possession there and forcing Fielder to make some saves. Draw will be to his left. One by Indy and a backhander all off the draw, stopped and covered up by Fielder. I think they may have been Gus Libby with a shot. So they'll drop it to Fielder's left once more. Brentwood win the draw. Callahan Fielder turns it over near his own net. Shot from Gus Libby was deflected, and then George Logazar whiffed on the one-timer because he was disturbed a bit by the presence of Ty Essenmacher. Essenmacher out at center. Into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Tried to go to the front of the net, but lost the puck. Gus Libby will carry it out. Sends it into the Brentwood zone. Callahan Fielder immediately clears it out. Aidan Pustizzi. We're inside the final minute of the first. Pustizzi. Right wing side of the Indy zone. Shot over the net. Looking for a first period hat trick. There's Callahan Fielder trying to split defenders. Puck taken away from him. Held in right at the blue. Actually, no, it did not go. It did just go over the blue line. Trey Wilkins held it in. He did not. Puck out at center. 30 seconds left in the first. Puck back in the Brentwood zone. Shot from James Pierce over the net on the left wing side. Puck sent back towards the Indy zone. Oscar Dubon with it. Under pressure from Trey Wilkins. He carries it to center. Brings it into the Brentwood zone. High slot a shot off a skate into the right wing corner. Majewski behind the net. As it taken away by Callahan Fielder. Fielder going to rush to center. He's got 5 seconds left. Into the Indy zone. He lost the puck, and time is going to run out on the first. But a good first for Brentwood in terms of scoring. Two goals from Aidan Pustizzi and the other from Will Hubbard as Brentwood. As Brentwood lead Independence-Ravenwood 2-3-0 at the end of one in this Hine Cup elimination game. Got an update from Bellevue in the Preds Cup 2-7 game. 2-seed Ensworth Nolensville Lipscomb leading 7-seed Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill 3-1. Ready to go with the second period of this one. Trent Pavlik still in goal for Independence. Payne Fielder still in goal for Brentwood. This second period, Independence will carry the puck from my left to right and Brentwood from my right to left. Draw one by Brentwood. Jack Schultz backhands it into the Indy zone. Hill Houston couldn't get a stick on it. Ryan Hoverson clears it out, but only as far as center. Brody Bowman drops back into his own zone. Passes across to Hubbard. Hubbard tried to pass ahead. I think the Zane Cesaroni that went off the stick of Torrin Kemble. Jack Schultz with the puck now. Tried to pass it over to Cesaroni. Couldn't get his stick on it, and it goes for an icing. I think it's the first icing of the game. It's taking the first 29 seconds off the clock in the second period. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the first icing of the whole game. Draws to the left of fielder. We've had one play stoppage for a penalty. Most of the play stoppages have been for goals and saves with a goalie held on to the puck. Draw one by Indy. Torrin Kemble shot off a stick into the left wing corner. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Ryan Hoverson keeps it in on the right wing, carries it down. Tried to send it to the front of the net, flicked away, I think, by Jack Schultz. Hoverson trying to get it out in front. Puck is behind the net. Puck comes around to the near side. And Will Hubbard carries it out. Now Jack Schultz into the Indy zone. Puck was poked off his stick right of the blue line. Drops it back to Bowman. Now here's Jack Schultz. Had it knocked off his stick right at the Indy blue line by Torrin Kemble. Hubbard trying to pass it up the middle to Hill Houston, who wasn't paying attention. And the puck is pushed over the blue line and carried into the Indy zone offside. I think that's only the second offside call of the game. Again, outside of the goalies covering up the puck, a stoppage for a penalty and 3 goals. Those have been the stoppages for the most part. Goalie covering up the puck and goals. And 1 penalty call. 12:42 left in the second, 3-0 Brentwood. Drawing the dot across from the Brentwood bench at center. Here's Callahan Fielder with it, backhanding it over to Reed Odell, right wing side of the Indy zone. Passes over Aidan Pustizzi, backhands it to the front of the net. And Trey Wilkins tried to chop it in from right in front, but it's stopped and covered up by Pavlik. Drawby to his left. Draw one by Brentwood, and Aidan Pustizzi actually tried to send it to the front of the net. Puck in the Brentwood zone cleared out immediately. Ty Essenmacher flicks it up the far side. Tried to get it to Reed Odell, who wasn't looking. Trey Wilkins, no, he did not catch up to it. Oscar Dubon got to it at the inboards of the Indy zone, and he'll carry it to center. On the far side, avoids a hit into the Brentwood zone. Puck poked off his stick. Here's Aidan Pustizzi. Passing out to the far side, but unable to get a stick on it was Odell. Dubon with it again. He'll carry it back into the Brentwood zone. Puck poked off his stick. Brentwood tried to clear it, went off a body, held in the zone. Majewski left wing side. I think it hit the body of Jackson McCoy. It's Callahan Fielder trying to get it out. Majewski around the back of the net. Backhands it up to the right point, and Dubon. Having trouble trying to pass it off, and I thought it was going to be jabbed out of the zone. Brentwood finally going to get it out, are they? Yes, they are. Brought out to center by Trey Wilkins. Wilkins into the Indy zone, passes off. Aidan Pustizzi, right wing, put it in front, and redirected in by Wilkins. Pustizzi passing it to the slot where Wilkins was going to the front of the net, and he redirects it in with the back of the blade. And it is 4-0 Brentwood with 11:26 to go in the second. Draw one by Brentwood. Puck cleared out of the Indy zone. Will Hubbard passing across to Brody Bowman. Bowman dumps it into the Indy zone, went off the stick of Caden Wernick on his way down. Ryan Hoverson behind his own net. Passes up the far side, but right to Bowman. Bowman across to Hubbard. Banks it off the near boards, but not very hard. Landrick Majewski steals, brings it into the Brentwood zone. Puck knocked away from him by Brody Bowman. Puck out on the far boards. Puck comes to the left point, held in Ian Murray. Now Majewski lost it. Brentwood trying to get it out. They can't. Puck held in at the left point. Now it's brought out. And here's Johnny Kelso into the Indy zone. Puck knocked away as Ian Murray came in from behind to swipe it off his stick. Here's Majewski. Majewski will carry to center. Majewski into the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Puck got away from him. It goes behind the net. Ryan Hoverson picks it up. Pushed into the boards. Comes out in front. Trying to stuff it in, but Payne Fielder has it covered up at the right-hand side of the net. 9:57 to go in the second. 4-0 Brentwood. Draw be to the right of Fielder. Draw one by Brentwood. Oh, and Aidan Pustizzi tripped behind his own net by Jonas Martorell, who's going to go to the box for it unless Brentwood score here. Pustizzi racing through center into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Passes off to Jack Schultz. Schultz on the right wing. Puts it behind the net. Pustizzi comes out to the right wing side. Passes up to the right point. Ty Essenmacher across to Fielder. Brentwood with a net empty for the extra attacker. Fielder has to carry the puck out to center. Back in his own zone. Jonas Martorell took a swing at it but didn't touch it up enough for the whistle to be blown. Schultz at center on the far side. Brings it into the Indy zone, and the slot, a shot steered away by Pavlik with a stick. Puck out on the far boards. Finally touched up by Torin Kemble. So it's going to be a trip against Martorell. Brentwood returned to the power play up 4-0 with 9:03 to go in the second. Draw be to the left of Trent Pavlik. Indy won the draw. Oscar Dubin tries to clear, held in at the right point. Ty Essenmacher. Payne Fielder out high. Moves down into the high slot. Passes to the right circle. Trey Wilkins over to Aidan Pustizzi. Pustizzi flicks it over to Fielder. Back over to the right wing side. Pustizzi, a shot. Gloved and held on to by Pavlik. He'll drop it to his left again. Draw one by Brentwood again. Fielder out high. Aidan Pustizzi right at the right half wall. Backhands it up to the right point. Ty Essenmacher. Back down the wall. Pustizzi. Pustizzi tried to go across to Wilkins. Went off the stick of Majewski. Wilkins with it on the left wing side. Came off the boards to him. Fielder, ends up committing an offside. Majewski got right at him at the left point, and he ended up pushing the puck over the blue line and then brought it back in. So they call offside. 85 seconds left in the power play. 8:29 to go in the second. Still 4-0. Brentwood. Draw be on the dot in front of their bench. One by Indy. Torin Kemble brings it into the Brentwood zone. Gets off a shot. Stopped by Fielder. Rebound cleared away from the front of the net. It's out at center. Ryan Hoverson dumps it back into the Brentwood zone. Puck is behind the net. Payne Fielder will backhand it over to Aidan Pustizzi. Actually, no, it's not Pustizzi. It was passed up the far wall to Pustizzi off his stick into the Indy zone. Clearing attempt held in by Aidan Pustizzi, though. Passes up to the blue line Fielder. Under a minute left of the power play for Brentwood. Ty Essenmacher on the right wing wall. Drops it behind the net. Pustizzi in the left wing corner. Passes up to the left point, Callahan Fielder. Now Pustizzi, left circle. Plenty of space. A shot right into the chest of Pavlik, and he hangs on for the whistle. 41 seconds to go in the power play. 7:45 to go in the second. Still 4-0 Brentwood. Draw be to Pavlik's right. Indy end up clearing the zone off the draw. Puck in the Brentwood end. Will Hubbard with it. 30 seconds left in the power play for the Bruins. Puck trickles back into the Indy zone. Oscar Dubon with it. Sends it up the wall to Torin Kemble. Kemble tried to pass it over to Landrick Majewski. Broken up by the stick of, I think, that's Jack Schultz. Yes, it was. Kemble brings it back into the Brentwood zone. Tries to go to the front. There's a shot. Stopped by Fielder. Payne Fielder, and he's got it covered. Off his right leg pad, and he covers up at the right-hand post. 8 seconds left in the power play. 7:11 to go in the second. Still 4-0. Brentwood draw is going to be to the right of Fielder. Draw one by the Bruins. Here's Jack Schultz. Penalty time against Indy is up the back at even strength. Schultz, high slot, trying to pass it off Zane Cesaroni, who kind of had to twist his stick behind him to get to get possession of it. Now back the other way goes Torin Kemble. Knocked off his stick right at the Brentwood blue line. James Pierce backhands it into the Brentwood zone, but right to Will Hubbard, who tried to clear, but he was double teamed and forced to give up the puck. James Pierce out on the left wing side. Puck gets away from him for a second. They're trying to force it out. It goes over to the left point, and it's finally cleared out. Now Jack Schultz into the Indy zone on the right wing side. A shot, whiffed on the shot, with Ian Murray standing right to his left. Puck behind the net. Torin Kemble with it. Kemble carries it through center. Into the Brentwood zone. Got some space, shoots it just wide to the right of Payne Fielder. Suddenly split defenders, and he got right in front. And then the puck. Brody Bowman had the puck near the right-hand side of his own net, and when he went to move around the back of it, it got away from him, and Fielder had to stop and cover because he had an Indy player right near him. 5:56 left in the second, still 4-0 Brentwood. Draw is going to be to the right of Fielder. Pass out to the left point, stolen and cleared by Johnny Kelso, leading a 3-on-1. Passes over Cade Wernick, left wing side of the Indy zone, trying to backhand it to the front of the net. Jax Grayson flicks it away. Puck out on the far wall. Kelso with it again, but it gets away from him out to center. Callahan Fielder grabs it. Try to get it ahead to Kelso. Battle for the puck right at the Brentwood bench boards. Jax Grayson in there, Kelso in there, Hill Houston and Gus Libby in there too. Pinned right up against the kick plate. The official telling him to move it, and Brentwood come up with it. Oh, and then Kelso drops Grayson, and he's going to go to the box. Grayson holding his right arm. Boy, this Grayson is a senior, one of the two Indy seniors. If they don't come back and win this game, his high school career is over, and you'd hate to see it end like that. Roughing the call against Kelso. .5:12 to go in the second. Indy getting their first power play of the game, down 4-0. Nope, they're going to drop it to the left of Payne Fielder inside the Brentwood zone. And a couple of the officials at the Indy bench talking to, I think, Scott Phillips. Draw in by Indy. Oscar Dubon right point. Managed to keep it in the zone despite Aidan Pustizzi coming at him. Now Pustizzi with a puck right wing side of the Indy zone. A shot stopped and held onto by Pavlik at the left-hand side of the net. Yeah, Dubon was right up against the blue line, and I thought he was going to give the puck away to Sally. He passed it out towards the middle of the ice, and Brentwood came up with it, gave Sally that chance. Draw B to the, Aidan Pustizzi. Draw B to the left of Pavlik. It is won by Indy. Ryan Hoverson around the back of his own net. Over to Oscar Dubon. Dubon. Into the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Stops just above the left wing corner. Still with a puck. Now he carries it down to the inboards, drops it back. Landrick Majewski with it. Pass is broken up. Trey Wilkins will carry it to center. Wilkins into the Indy zone on the left wing side. Tries to back into the front of the net. Went behind the net. Aidan Pustizzi in the right wing corner. Has it taken away by Torrin Kemble. Brought out to center. Over to Dubon. Oscar Dubon, and it poked away. Under a minute left in the power play now for Indy. And Callahan fielder whiffed, trying to clear it out of the zone. He shanked it. It went to the blue line and was held in by Dubon. Dubon moving along the blue line from right to left. Now he stops near the board, starts moving down the left wing boards. Into the left wing corner. Spins around. Got knocked down by Ty Essenmacher. Back in his skate, still with a puck. 30 seconds left of the power play for the Eagles. Landrick Majewski behind the net. Carries it around to the near side. Goes all the way up to the blue line. Now he starts moving down the right wing. Pass across to Dubon. Shot was turned away by Fielder. Payne Fielder. And Brentwood clear the puck out. It's in the Indy zone. Aidan Pustizzi going to catch up to it. Right in front of the net. Shot, score! Puck went into the left circle, but slowed down too much for Pavlik to try and come out and challenge. And Pustizzi carries it right in front and flicks it into the left-hand side to complete his hat trick. It's a short-handed goal for Brentwood, and they're up 5-0 with 3:18 to go in the second. Brentwood win the draw, bringing it into the Indy zone. Jack Schultz in the high slot, a shot off the glove of Pavlik. It hit the post to his left, and then an Indy player ended up clearing the puck, or sending the puck into the netting above the glass, trying to whip it around the wall. Penalty time against Brentwood is up now. They're back at even strength. Draw be to the left of Pavlik. Won by Indy. James Pierce, pass, broken up. Puck behind the net. Zane Cesaroni went to bring it out in front. Now he's behind the net with it again. Jack Schultz at the inboards now. Flicks it behind the net. Comes out to the left wing side. Passes over to, not sure who that is. Oh, it's Griffin Trott. Now Cesaroni behind the net. Trying to put out in front. It went off a stick. Came on goal. Pavlik had to knock it away. Comes out high and it's cleared out by Jackson McCoy. Here's Will Hubbard. Now Brody Bowman. Bowman sending it around to the near side. Puck still in the Brentwood zone. George Logazar whiffs on a shooting attempt. Here goes Jack Schultz through center. Back into the Indy zone on the right wing. He's in the right circle. Trying to flick it in front. Shot stopped by Pavlik, and the rebound sent past the net by Cesaroni. Torrin Kemble fires it on goal from his own zone. Actually, it was James Pierce, and Payne Fielder having to make the stick save. Here's Zane Cesaroni into the Indy zone. Puck knocked off his stick, but he almost split the defenders of Ian Murray and Ryan Hoverson. Drops the puck behind the net for Jack Schultz. Schultz comes around to the near side. Got pushed away by Ryan Hoverson. Shot from the left point, and Will Hubbard went past the net to the right of Pavlik. Puck out on the right wing boards. Flicked down low by Brody Bowman. Puck sent over to the near glass, and it's going to be held into the blue line by Aidan Pustizzi. Pustizzi, high slot, a shot. Gloved and held onto by Pavlik. 86 seconds to go in the second. 5-0 Brentwood. Draw to Pavlik's right. Won by Indy. Landrick Majewski. I thought he was going to carry it to center. It went off the skates of Callahan Fielder at the blue line, so Brentwood keep it in. Here's Trey Wilkins. Putting it behind the net for Reed Odell. Odell tried to put it in front for Wilkins. Went off his hand. Comes all the way out to the blue line, and a shot from Ty Essenmacher off the glove of Pavlik. Rishi Patel clears it out to center. Callahan Fielder with a puck. Final minute of the second. Ty Essenmacher dumps the puck back into the Indy zone. Oh, and then Ryan Hoverson overskates it. Trey Wilkins put it in front, but past the stick of Aidan Pustizzi. Held in Essenmacher on the right wing side. Backhands it behind the net. Wilkins pushes Hoverson away from it, but couldn't get it on it himself. Here's Majewski. Landrick Majewski carries it to center on the far side. Into the Brentwood zone on the left wing. Goes around the back of the net out to the right wing side. Under 30 seconds left in the period. Majewski holding the puck, and he got a shot over the net. Oscar Dubon with it in the left wing corner. Puck knocked away from him. Puck sent around the wall to the near side and out. Puck passed over to the far side. Oscar Dubon couldn't get a stick on it. Aidan Pustizzi almost came up with it and could have had a breakaway. Puck brought into the Indy zone. Trey Wilkins got to shoot quick, but time's going to run out on the second. Brentwood add two, one from Trey Wilkins and one from Aidan Pustizzi to complete his hat trick. And they lead Independence-Ravenwood 5-0 at the end of two in this Henry Hine Cup elimination game. Ready to go for the third period. Payne Fielder still in goal for Brentwood. Trent Pavlik still in goal for Independence for this third period. Brentwood will carry the puck from my left to right. Indy from my right to left. Brentwood win the draw to start the third. Jack Schultz passing up the near side to Zane Cesaroni. Try to get it back to Schultz. Stolen by James Pierce. Pierce brings it into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Pierce top of the right circle. A shot knocked away by Payne Fielder, who didn't know where it was when it went off him. Landrick Majewski behind the net. Knocks it over to the near side, trying to get it to Pierce. Pierce has to get away from him, and Reed Michelson able to clear it out. Went back into the Brentwood zone. Offside warning against Indy. Puck was cleared out. Now Landrick Majewski brings it back in. Majewski had it poked off his stick by Will Hubbard. Held in Rishi Patel. Torin Kemble with it now on the right wing side. Kemble trying to go around the back of the net. He does so. Got Brody Bowman all over him, who takes the puck away. Passed ahead to Michelson, who didn't know where it was, and Jack Schultz had to jump in and clear it for him. Brought back in on the left wing side by Hoverson. Dropped back to Majewski. Majewski shot off the stick of Schultz. Puck to the inboards. Here's Schultz. Passing up the far side, Aidan Pustizzi. Left wing side of the Indy zone. Puts it in front. Trey Wilkins going to go off his stick across the front of the net. Puck held in right at the blue line by Jack Schultz. Puck got away from him on the left wing side. He catches back up to it. Holds it in. Passes down to the inboards. Aidan Pustizzi put it in front. But Trey Wilkins couldn't keep it on his stick. Back the other way goes Landrick Majewski. Into the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Majewski knocked off his stick from behind as Will Hubbard came in. Majewski with it again. Pushed off the puck. Brentwood playing some of their youngsters. I might have to step down and get my roster because I haven't called a Brentwood game since that game against Rutherford back in October. Trey Wilkins brings the puck into the Indy zone. Couldn't get around the last two defenders trying to go to the front of the net. Puck back in the Brentwood zone, passed right up the far side. Aidan Pustizzi is in the Indy zone on the left wing side. Moving out to the high slot, his shot off a stick and into the netting above the glass, off the stick of Majewski. 11:47 to go in regulation, 5-0 Brentwood. Draws to the left of Pavlik. Puck out on the far side, picked up by Zane Cicerone. Actually, no, Wilkins put it behind the net. Tried to put it out in front, and unable to keep it alive at the left point was Callahan Fielder. Fielder through center, into the Indy zone on the left wing. Tried to drop it back in the slot. Here's Trey Wilkins in the slot. A shot off a stick and over the netting above the glass. Landing near the skate rental booth. I guess the concession stand is closed again. It was open for a few weeks. I guess they didn't make enough money to keep it open. Draws to the left of Pavlik. Won by Brentwood, Callahan Fielder. Now Ty Essenmacher, right wing side of the Indy zone. Drops it back up top, Aidan Pustizzi. One-timer off the left leg pad of Pavlik. Wraparound try, got away from Essenmacher as he came out in front, came out to the right-hand side of the net. Pustizzi keeps it in, moves down the slot, a shot off the glove. Rebound, sent past the net by Essenmacher. He had the left-hand side of the net wide open, and he shot it past. Aidan Pustizzi sends it past the net to the end boards. Essenmacher on the near side, puck now behind the net. Essenmacher now passing out to the left point, Aidan Pustizzi. Pustizzi trying to put it out in front. Essenmacher scores. He got it that time. Pustizzi backhands it out in front, and Ty Essenmacher tucks it into the back of the net to give Brentwood a 6-0 lead with 10:29 to go in regulation. If that goal in the second that goal in the first that Aidan Pustizzi scored hadn't been waved off because of a penalty against Indy, it'd be 7-0 now, and we'd be on the running clock. Regardless, if Brentwood score the next goal without giving one up themselves, we will be on the running clock. Draw one by Brentwood. Will Hubbard push to the boards. Backhands it into the Indy zone. Torrin Kemble with it. Passing ahead to James Pierce on the near side. Pierce into the Brentwood zone, pushed off the puck, but he was still in the zone when it got knocked off his stick. Jackson McCoy brought it in offside. So offside called against the Eagles. Draw will be on the dot in front of the Brentwood bench. The Eagles 10 minutes and 8 seconds away from being the first GNASH team to have their season come to a close. Torrin Kemble at center. Brody Bowman forced the puck off him, got it into the Indy zone, but he couldn't get possession. Kemble brings it out. Kemble had it knocked away. Ryan Hoverson for James Pierce. Stretch pass ahead to Torrin Kemble at center. Kemble into the Brentwood zone off with a shot that went into the shins of Brody Bowman. Here's Kemble, left wing corner. Trying to come out in front of the backhander. Stopped it, covered up by Fielder, Payne Fielder. Torrin Kemble, the other Indy senior whose career is 9:31 away from ending. Brentwood up 6-0 here in the third. Draw will be to Fielder's right. Draw was won by Brentwood. Turned right over to Majewski, and his shot, I think Fielder got a piece of it with the right leg pad as it went past the net to his right. Puck behind the net, Majewski with it again. Majewski tried to come out in front. He does bring it out in front and backhands it past the net to the right of Fielder. Jonas Martorell. Off to Rishi Patel, who was falling backwards, couldn't hang on to the puck. Jack Schultz carries to center. Schultz into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Can't get past the back-checking Oscar Dubon. Puck out in the left wing corner. Pinned up against the kick plate. Shaken loose. Majewski. And it jabbed away. Then it comes back to Majewski on the far side of his own zone. Maneuvers to the middle, and he'll carry it out to center. Majewski into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Got some space, gets off a shot, hit the outside netting on the left-hand side of the net. Here's Will Hubbard. Passing ahead to Schultz. Schultz out to center. Schultz try to get it ahead to Zane Cesaroni. Put it right on the stick of Ryan Hoverson, who falls over. Hill Houston sends it into the Indy zone. We got a penalty coming up against Indy. It looks like a tripping call. It's going to be Ryan Hoverson going off. So Brentwood back to the power play, up 6-0 with 8:15 to go in in regulation. They've had 2 power plays. They haven't scored on either of them. Draw is going to be to the left of Trent Pavlik. Draw one by Brentwood, and a backhander from Aidan Pustizzi, I think, was turned away by Pavlik. Pustizzi looking for his 4th goal of the game. Trying to pass it out high to Pustizzi, but it wasn't a very hard pass. Landrick Majewski able to intercept, bring it out, and he's in the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Trying to go to the front of the net. Ty Essenmacher poked the puck away from him. Puck in the left wing corner. Drops it behind the net. Pustizzi in the right wing corner with it. He'll start carrying it up the far side to center. Into the Indy zone on the left wing side. Pustizzi shot turned away by Pavlik. Trey Wilkins. Passing out toward the left point. Pustizzi. Pustizzi carrying it down the left wing. Hands it off Wilkins. Carrying it towards the blue line. Nudges it over to Callahan, fielder. Carries it down the left wing himself. Fielder tried to pass across. Went off a stick into the air. Puck still in the zone. Indy tried to clear it out and held in by Brentwood. And Landrick Majewski takes it, and he'll carry it out. Under a minute left in the power play for Brentwood as Majewski finds himself with some space. In front of shot, stopped by Fielder with a left leg pad. He didn't get away from Ty Essenmacher all the way, but got enough space to get off the shot, but Fielder stoned him. Here's Callahan, Fielder, back into the Indy zone. Tried to turn around, pass it off to Wilkins. That was broken up. It was George Logazard jumping in this time. And Logazard centers the puck taken away by Fielder. 30 seconds left in the power play. Here's Aidan Pustizzi back in the Indy zone on the left wing side. Around the back of the net. Backhands it out to the blue line. Here's Will Hubbard. On the left wing side. Drops it behind the net. Brody Bowman with an on-angle shot. Stopped by Pavlik, and he's got it covered at the left-hand side of the net. 10 seconds left in the power play. 6:25 to go in regulation. It is still 6-0 Brentwood. Coming up next will be the winner's bracket semi between Hendersonville and the Outlaws. Pregame starts at 6:55. Face-off scheduled for 7 o'clock. Draw is to the left of Pavlik. One by Indy, carried to center by Oscar Dubin. He's in the Brentwood zone on the left wing side, trying to go to the front of the net, but he stops, and Will Hubbard crashes into him, and they both go down. Penalty time against Indy is up. They're back at even strength as Brentwood ice the puck. Nope, they wave it off. It slowed down big time, and James Pierce didn't charge to it, so they wave off the icing, but then Pierce ends up shooting it off a body into his own bench. Draw me on the dot in front of the Indy bench. One by Brentwood. Zane Cesaroni brings it into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Goes below the goal line to the inboards. Zane Cesaroni out on the left wing side. Puck knocked off his stick by Torrin Kemble, who jumps in. And Kemble down the Brentwood slot to the net. Shot! Score! Torrin Kemble poked the puck away, carried it through center, and he fires it off the inside of the right-hand post into the back of the net. And Indy are on the board, 6-1 Brentwood with 5:34 to go in regulation. Draw one by Indy. Here's Gus Libby. Passing it off to Kemble. Kemble. Right wing corner of the Brentwood zone. Kemble. Had the puck jabbed away. Zane Cesaroni out at center. Passes over Jack Schultz. Schultz racing down the Indy slot to the net. A shot, score. He roofs it. So Brentwood answer Indy's goal with a goal of their own. Jack Schultz, 25 seconds after Torin Kemble gets Indy on the board. He makes it 7-1. Jack Schultz makes it 7-1. Brentwood with 5:09 to go in regulation. Draw one by Brentwood. Ty Essenmacher brings it into the Indy zone. Shot off a skate and past the net. Once again, Brentwood up by 6. If they get a goal without giving one up, we're on the running clock. That's why we're not on the running clock now, because Torin Kemble scored that goal before Schultz's. Oscar Dubon brings the puck into the Brentwood zone. Knocked off his stick. Landrick Majewski shot stopped by Fielder. Puck's still in the slot. McCoy shot off the glove of Fielder. Rebound in tight, cleared away from the front of the net. Caden Wernick will carry it out. McCoy trying to jump in from behind. Wernick brings it into the Indy zone. Puck in the left wing corner. Bringing a puck out in front, Johnny Kelso, and Reed Michelson's shot, I think, may have grazed the left leg pad of Pavlik. Puck cleared out by Wilson Heap. Puck now back in the Indy zone on the left wing side. Puck in the Brentwood zone. Deep. Callahan Fielder got knocked up against the board, so going to be a penalty against Indy. Callahan Fielder went right into his own crease with a puck. His brother Payne had come to the bench for the extra attacker, and it's a good thing he was still handling it well, or he could have put it in his own net. Ryan Hoverson going to the box again. Just third penalty of the game, roughing. If I were Scott Phillips, I think he's done, because Ryan Hoverson is a junior. He'll be back next year. If he gets one more penalty, he's suspended for the first game of next season. You can't get 4 penalties in a game. Draw is going to be to the right of Pavlik. Brentwood back on the power play, up 7-1 with 3:30 to go in regulation. Draw one by Indy. Landrick Majewski carries it to center. Into the Brentwood zone, going to the front of the net, backhander, score! It leaks through Fielder into the back of the net, and Landrick Majewski finally gets one. It's a short-handed goal to make it 7-2 Brentwood with 3:22 to go in regulation. Minute 51 left on the power play for Brentwood. And when the draw, Aidan Pustizzi shot off the stick of the back-checking Ian Murray and off the near glass. Now Pustizzi passes up the left wing side to Will Hubbard. Now Brody Bowman out high. Bowman a shot. Sticked away by Pavlik. Puck out at center. Bowman backs up into his own zone. Whips on trying to pass the puck ahead. Landrick Majewski trying to take it away. Here's Torin Kemble. Bumps into Brody Bowman, gets the puck back. He's at the end boards. Puck taken away by Trey Wilkins. Moved up the far side. Here is Aidan Pustizzi. Left wing side of the Indy zone. Shot it across the front of the net. Landrick Majewski at center. Under a minute left of the power play for Brentwood. Majewski trying to find some space. And right when he got around Will Hubbard, Brody Bowman poked the puck away. Puck still on the far side of the Brentwood zone. Torin Kemble, top of the right circle, trying to move to the high slot. Passes it past the skates of Majewski, who has it now on the left wing side. Majewski carrying it out towards the blue line. Passes over to the right wing side, Oscar Dubon. Dubon spinning around. Majewski, now Dubon on the right wing boards. Dubon. Out to the left wing circle. His shot missed the net. Well to the left of Fielder. 20 seconds left of the power play for Brentwood. Here is Aidan Pustizzi trying to put it in front. Oh, Trey Wilkins scores. Wilkins redirected it right to the stick of Pavlik, who slid out of position and left the net wide open. And Wilkins able to bury the rebound for his second goal of the game, and it is 8-2 Brentwood. It was a power play goal. They should have stopped the clock about 10 seconds ago. There are 96 seconds left in regulation. Not that it matters. Brentwood are going to win this thing unless they completely collapse. Brentwood win the draw. Griffin trot at center. Got bumped off the puck, and offside called against Brentwood. Isabella Quigley was already in the zone. Well in the zone when Jack Schultz brought the puck in. Draw be on the dot right in front of the Indy bench. Won by the Bruins. Ty Essenmacher. Into the Indy zone on the left wing side. Around the back of the net. Comes around to the right wing. Passes it over to the left circle. Griffin trot, a shot off a stick and past the net. To the right of Pavlik. Puck comes up to the left point, held in by Callahan Fielder, trying to go to the front of the net. He spins around, finds some space, and his shot steered away by Pavlik. Last minute of the game. Oscar Dubon behind his own net. Shakes off a poke check attempt. He'll bring it to center. Into the Brentwood zone. Lost the puck. Callahan Fielder. Over to Jack Schultz. Schultz through center. Into the Indy zone on the left wing side. Schultz to the front of the net. A shot! Stopped by Pavlik, and then he tries to put the rebound in front and misses. 30 seconds left. Oscar Dubon carries the puck to center. Into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. High slot, a shot off a stick into the netting above the glass. 15.4 seconds to go. 8-2 Brentwood leading. So Brentwood are going to survive the first round of cuts, and they will play the Hendersonville Outlaws loser on Wednesday night over on Rink B at 8:30. Draw is going to be to the right of Fielder. I keep wanting to call him Pavlik. It's Fielder. Draw one by Brentwood. Here's Callahan Fielder. Lost the puck. Torrin Kimball trying to go down the slot. Shot. Turned away. Rebound Majewski. Covered up by Fielder. Because his name is Payne, I keep wanting to call him Pavlik. I think Ty Essenmacher jumped in there and kind of kept Majewski from putting that in the net. 4.4 seconds to go. Draw's going to be to the right of Fielder. Isabella Quigley clears the puck out of the zone. Time runs out, and Brentwood are still alive in the Henry Hine Cup with an 8-2 thrashing of Independence-Ravenwood 2. The Eagles' season is over. So Brentwood, nice way to bounce back after the shutout, after being shut out by USN on Wednesday night. And for the Eagles, their season is done. Torrin Kimball and Landrick Majewski with the goals for Indy, and for Brentwood, Aidan Pustizzi had a hat trick. 2 goals from Trey Wilkins, and the others came from Jack Schultz, Ty Essenmacher, and Will Hubbard. Player of the game, is Aidan Pustizzi with his hat trick. Just updating my stuff here, folks. All right, now I normally do this whenever a team is eliminated from the postseason. Independence only waving goodbye to two seniors, Jax Grayson and Torrin Kemble, but Torrin Kemble, a big part of their offense. Jax Grayson, a pretty good defenseman. Now, I haven't talked about this. I've talked about this in the newsletter, but I haven't talked about it on air. Of course, it's been 8 years since we last played a GNASH game in Williamson County. Losing a game is finally starting to really affect the Williamson County programs, and Indy is one of them. Ravenwood let them have 3 players that didn't make the varsity team this year: Rishi Patel, Colin Ramsor, and Ian Murray. Indy needed those 3 players just to have enough players to have a season. Now, Ravenwood are graduating 4 players this year. Are they going to need these 3 guys back to make the numbers up for next year? Because if they do, then Indy are looking for another co-op partner. And here's the other thing. Indy next year have 9 seniors: Trent Pavlik, Ryan Hoverson, Catcher Grayson, Gus Libby, James Pierce. See, Trent Pavlik, Ryan Hoverson, Catcher Grayson, Gus Libby, James Pierce. Jackson McCoy, Finn Kalberg, Jonas Martorell, and Landrick Majewski. After next year is when things get very, very iffy for Indy, and they're absolutely going to have to start looking for a co-op partner next year, unless they have some kids in the pipeline. And I hope for their sake they do, because man, if we don't get a rink in Williamson County within the next 5 years, things are going to get real ugly for a lot of those programs, and it's going to be real unfortunate. Do we have an update on Ainsworth against Mount Juliet? Ainsworth beat Mount Juliet 8-3. So Ainsworth will play in the winners bracket semis on Wednesday night. Mount Juliet they'll play. Ainsworth will play the winner of the Father Ryan Pope game. Mount Juliet will play the winner of that game on Wednesday night at 9:15 in Antioch. You play whoever loses the Hendersonville Outlaws game. Just check. Yep, 3 goals for Mount Juliet. So let me just update the Preds Cup bracket here. All right. So the first 2 games of the night are in the books. Ainsworth Nolensville Lipscomb beating Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill 8-3. And Brentwood beating Independence-Ravenwood 8-2. And the season is over for the Eagles. They become the first team this season. Or they become the first team to have to say goodbye to everyone in the 2023-24 GNASH season. All right, coming up next, the winners bracket semi between the 7-seeded Hendersonville Beach Gallatin Commandos and the 3-seeded Tennessee Outlaws. Pregame begins at 6:55. Again, the final score here in this Hine Cup elimination game: Brentwood 8, Independence-Ravenwood 2. Hendersonville Outlaws pregame coming up in just about 10 minutes.